Our featured speaker is a real estate builder, broker, investor, and entrepreneur with 20 years of experience in all kinds of commercial and residential real estate. Please welcome the host of the Real Estate Show on KLOK 1170 AM, Sri Gopireddy.
Thank you, Harvard, and thanks, Harvard Business School. And I'm incredibly happy and honored and privileged to speak at this business expert forum at Harvard Faculty Club. And in the last 3 days, I've been very honored to share time with you. It's very good experience. I feel the last few hours that I've spent in my life as very valuable, learning a lot of lessons, being motivated, and being amongst the celebrities, entrepreneurs, successful businessmen and women, and innovators, and pioneers, and scientists, doctors, and some of you have fought very hard and long, and with diseases, problems, separation, finances, all possible, imaginable problems of life. And learning from you was very, very high experience, and which you can't learn in any, textbook, reading textbook, or the experience is totally different. It goes to, your cell level. And I've been very honored to be with you. And speaking about me, I came to this country about 20 years back as an immigrant with 2 suitcases, and I left whatever I had back in India, all the the inherited property and whatever I have, and then I went through my own woes and problems, turmoil, pain, issues, and I always was feeling like, why me, and why did I take this step, leaving my extended family? There's no moral, physical, psychological support, and then that made me more stronger as I faced a lot of issues, problems, and I realized later that pain is actually the biggest catalyst. Paradigm shift doesn't happen with overnight. I think my experience is, I can say, pain is the biggest catalyst of paradigm shift. And of late, I don't fear any problems, challenges that I face, and I think I can become a better person. Also, learning from 2008 economy debacle. See, we used to see Hummers on road, big cars, big trucks, big vehicles, and then now we hardly find them. At least I don't find them in California. So it also led to a lot of hydrogen cars and electric cars and all kinds of changes. And now we are talking about actually eliminating gas, which like about maybe 7 to 10 years back, it was unthinkable. Like, can we replace gas? No. But that's what I learned. I think pain is something, and also after hearing what most of you have gone through, or some of the stories, what the price I paid is very little, and also I look forward to always. Off late, I've been thinking of looking at life, what we have actually. Most of us don't realize we have a very good life, and we are able to walk, we are breathing normally, we can run. My mother fell ill about 5 years back, and she became bedridden, completely vegetative state of living. And I used to tell my friends, even $1 billion will not make her walk. And then we don't value our capability to walk free, breathe free, and live a good life in the best part of the world, where like a lot of infrastructure and other needs are taken for granted. In some parts of the world, getting a clean air, having hot water is also a luxury, but most of the people here don't realize that. So I started focusing more on the positive side of life. What's the point of leading a life where we don't know the money that we have, the money that we made, other facilities we have, and we always, like living in Silicon Valley, I see it's a culture where people just, rat race is something very common. If you are not in rat race, you are just out of the ordinary, you are not really participating in the society or community. People claim that, oh, I slept 2 hours, I slept 4 hours, I slept 5 hours. So that's the environment I live in. But of late, I started to make some changes, learning from the experience of my mother, and then she passed away in June. So it had very, very lasting impact on the way I look at life, and trying to make more amendments for the lifestyle and the way I look at life. So I landed in Silicon Valley 20 years back with 2 suitcases, and as I said, I went through my own cycle of whatever the dose of life that gives you, and learned quickly to cope up with it, and went through the grind, and then adjusted, adopted, overcame a lot of issues, and so that's what my story. All right, let's move on to something else. And by show of hands, how many of you have made real estate investment or stock investment and profited about $1 million in 5 to 6 years span of time? Good to know that. And also, how many of you have made on a single investment property $1 million in less than 7 years? And this is what I specialize in, and a lot of my clients have made more than $1 million on a single investment in less than 7 years. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Gopireddy! Gopireddy!